Hello, pumpkins. So I am sick now. I was in a doctor and she gave me a sick leave, so I am now sitting at home because my throat hurts so much, my ears hurt so much, and I'm generally really not feeling well. I was at work yesterday and it was just a drama because I was constantly taking some medicine to be able to function like normally because I was just feeling so unwell. That's why I got this get well soon gift for myself. Variety of chocolates, nothing's better. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Gain some fat and watch Treasure Planet. I love it and I haven't seen it in a few years already. Like, that's weird because usually when I like a film I watch it a couple of times every year and I haven't seen it in a while. I actually have seen it twice in my life, what means really little because every single film of Disney that I love I've seen like hundreds of times, and I mean it, I actually mean hundreds of times. And Treasure Planet I've only seen twice, so that is pitiful, especially given the fact that I absolutely love it because it's such a great fantasy. But yeah, that's just that. Oh, and I can actually tell you I am like the best in self-harming myself accidentally, of course. See this? This is a burn, an actual disgusting burn. I did that yesterday. I wanted just to reach to the oven while the kettle was turned on and all the hot air was coming out of it, and it hit my wrist really badly. It was stinging so much. And I also got a gigantic bruise on my knee because I fell up the stairs. I literally was walking up the stairs and I just fell. Like, I don't even know how this happened, and that's so weird, but it did. So it's just that. Where am I going? Where am I going? I am going to a petrol station where there is like such gigantic yellow box in which there are like different locks from which you can excavate your very own package that came to you through mail. To me there came such package through mail, my book order actually, and so I'm going to pick it up. I just wanted to have it through this yellow box because it's like 1 minute, 2 minutes away from my house, so it's like really convenient, I say. This is the box I mean. You write here the special code that you received and then your pack opens. Let's go, darling. Yes, thank you very much. As usual, my friend knife comes in handy while opening the pack. Another one. What are they? Let's find out. Twilight, new moon, eclipse, and breaking dawn. Aren't they all fabulous? So, why am I painting this wall? That is because the surface of it is plastic, and if I want to stick the bookcase wallpaper that we bought onto it, then I have to paint it first. Because why does the glue not stick to plastic? I don't know, but it doesn't. So what you have to do first is put on the plastic surface some other surface that the glue will stick to. Fantastic.
Later.
Now, do you see that? My new wallpaper right in here. Huh? Doesn't it look absolutely stunning? Let's take a look closer. Oh, it totally looks genuine, doesn't it? It's so cool. Amazing.
Later.
So what I am doing now is I'm painting this silver side of the wall orange or more like ginger, because it totally doesn't match the bookcase wallpaper nor the wallpaper that I am going to have all over my room. So now I am painting it ginger, and later I will apply a Cooper paint onto it so that it shines beautifully.
Later.
I am also painting those bars Cooper.
Later.
You may think, is there something I'm not showing you? Is it like I am not updating you with everything about my room entirely at all? Well, you are absolutely right, because the last time I showed you my room, it was three days ago, and since then on something has changed. I have wallpaper on my walls, not all of the walls, still not entirely, but I can show you something. See this? Like, in what possible way couldn't this look absolutely amazing? And do you see this? Do you see how it shines? Do you see how this pattern is totally crooked? It's all over the room. No, not here. Here, there are cracks. You see cracks in the wallpaper. Cracks in the wallpaper. Like, this wallpaper is absolutely impossible. It's absolutely annoying. Me and my dad, while putting it, we were like, just let this end, because it's some kind of a catastrophe. I absolutely mean it. We were putting the wallpaper for 3 days now, and we still haven't finished because it is absolutely annoying. It either gets absolutely completely dry in just a few minutes, or it is so wet you can barely manage the wallpaper onto the wall. At the same time, it just gets a lot of airy like points in the wallpaper, as well as sometimes it folds and you cannot unfold it, and you just have such folds on the wallpaper. They're barely visible, but if you know they are in there, then you do see them. And it's just, everything is so not right about this wallpaper. You know, we just think it is pretty, nothing but that. It's pretty, period. Pretty, but it's absolutely not cooperating with us, and we just have to do some crazy maneuvers to get it onto the wall properly. That's why sometimes the pattern is just crooked, because you somehow have to manage and put the wallpaper onto the wall, and sometimes the walls are not even, or maybe you haven't cut the wallpaper evenly, because it just doesn't fit with the rest, and so you have to put one wallpaper onto another. We are also doing that purposefully in some cases, because as you just saw, there are cracks in the wallpaper, what means, well, when the wallpaper dries, it shrinks a little bit, and then it leaves this tiny miniature spaces between each wallpaper. And to avoid that, we are just putting a little bit of each wallpaper onto the previous one, so that when it shrinks, there will be no yellow in between them, the yellow from the paint that used to be in my walls. So what we're basically doing is we're putting on the wallpaper. It is very exhausting because the wallpaper is just absolutely annoying, but it is pretty. It does look pretty. It does look like I wanted it to look like. It's not burgundy, it's brown, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, can't you see the background of me? Everything looks so absolutely amazing, and I'm just in my room, and no props, no special background, just this wallpaper, this wood, and this bookcase wallpaper. Everything is just so on flick. Today we started doing this wall, and here is like absolutely not finished, but we started this wall, and I am going to paint right now. I will paint this interior dark brown, because that's how it works.
Later.
So as I'm sitting here painting, I just got that thought, shouldn't I be at least maybe watching some film at the same time as I am painting? Because painting itself isn't like anything productive, is it? And it got me thinking, why don't I consider it productive? I'm actually making over my room. Someone has to paint the wall. well, it's my room, so it probably has to be me painting the wall, isn't it? Like, I wondered, why does it seem unproductive to me? And then I understood why. It's the thinking I get a lot. I always got a lot of such thinking, and I probably will till the rest of my days. It is all about death. The fact that I am painting this wall now, but in few years I will not be living in this room. In more years, my parents may not even be living in this house anymore. In more and more and more years, this house will not be standing here because it will collapse, because it will be old and we will be dead. And what point is in painting this wall, if I am not going to live here in a few years, if my parents are not going to live in this house in a few years, and in few years, maybe more than few, but still it will pass faster than I think it will. This house will not be standing here, and I will not be standing on this earth. And I'm just thinking, why people do anything at all? Why do we do anything at all? Why do we earn money? Why do we make over our rooms? Why do we travel? Why do we make friends? Why do we have families? Why? What is the point in all that if we are all going to die anyways? That is so funny, and I get a lot of such thinking. I always say, like, it is my answer to almost everything when I'm talking to someone, that I am going to die anyways, and that we should not be afraid to do anything, because we're all going to die, because we are all dead anyways. Because if you're not doing something because you're afraid of people judging you or anything, you have to just screw it, because you know they will be just as dead as you will be one day. That's how I think. Like, it doesn't make sense to be afraid of things. It really doesn't. Like, it makes no actual sense, because you only have one life. So why waste it on fretting, really? And why waste it on painting the wall if the wall is going to die just like I am? And I don't have the answer for that. Don't have the answer for why people do such things. Why? Why do we want something more than just existence? Than just family, than just food, than just house to live in? Why do we have to make it pretty? Why do we want to make something pretty? It is a great big mystery for me. It is a question I am asking without the answer. It's not any great big monologue that drives to some pointful conclusion. No, it's not. It's just a question that is very, very interesting for me. Only the questions I don't have answers for are interesting, aren't they? So I'm just going to continue painting that wall, because it's what I do, to have a nice room. Why not, you know? Funny thing. Funny world, I'm telling you.
Later.
And so it is done. I can show it to you now. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, I hope so, because it did take some sick amount of time, like 2 or 3 hours. Honestly, I'm not even sure why. So that is it. Of course, I will update you with everything, with all the progress, with making over my room still, with the wallpaper, with the painting, with everything that is yet to done. And there is still a lot to be done. So for now, I am just going to watch City of Bones, because I haven't watched that in a long time. Adios. We all deserve to die. Even you, Mrs. Lovett, even I. Sweeney Todd, my favorite musical.